exclusive interview with Honorable Frank Tumwebaze, we get to know about his office, and we also get to know a little bit more about the political climate that seems to be surrounding him at the moment. In the studio with us, please welcome Honorable Frank Tumwebaze. Thank you so much for coming and for making the time.
Thank you.
I suppose a lot of people have said, as an educator, as a politician, at 38 years old, you've been able to manage to do a lot in your, political life, let's assume. How do you feel about the strides that you have made so far, especially in the, the office of the Minister of the Presidency, being the head of the Kampala Capital City Authority, also Member of Parliament in parts of Chibale County, in Kawenge District? Tell us how you made these strides.
Thank you so much. Well, I don't brag about what I have achieved. I only look at challenges more. Because for you to manage this office, as well as the responsibilities that come with it, you do not spend much more time celebrating your achievements. You let other people who look at them and appreciate them celebrate them on your behalf. You must confront the challenges every day, and it gets harder and harder every other time. Well, right from school, my line has been political activism. Stand and speak for that you believe in. Try to be part of that group or team that can change the community. I was largely inspired by the deep rural constituency I am from, Kibale County, totally underserved right from the past governments. Even in the early days of the movement, 86, 88, and 90, Kamwenge was one of those rural areas, famously known not for good roads, not for good schools, not for good hospitals, but known for producing maize. Many people would go there to pick maize using the railway line. So when even the railway line collapsed, it was some forgotten place. So as early as 93, when we were in senior 4, 94, we started to feel a sense of much more belonging to our area and fighting for it. By 96, I was very active, speaking for my area, struggling to make sure we get the district status. But by then, districts were not easily given as now. I remember it took us a long time to convince the leadership of Kabarore and the leadership of the government to give us a district status. For almost 10 years, we were agitating for a district status. We got it in 2000. So really, what we are calling strides, in my opinion, it's been a struggle from a humble beginning, going to school more or less by chance. Those ill-equipped schools. It's been a struggle, and it's still a struggle. That's why sometimes people criticize me, sometimes for standing firm. Yes, I stand firm, because as a leader you must be firm and you must be fair. So long as you are fair in what you're doing and you are not doing it for your personal gain, then God also will help you through.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think one of the bigger issues that people have now is, at the heart of themselves, is in this multi-party environment, choosing a party. Yeah. Why did you choose the NRM Party?
Okay, that's okay. That's a good one. We were at university. One, in the year 1992, as student leaders, we were invited to one of the stadiums in the Western called Kacheka. We were invited to hear a talk from the president about HIV. I think that's the time when he was launching this crusade. It was called PIASE, Presidential Initiative on HIV. Right. Yes. So they called us as prefects and student leaders. So I saw a leader telling us to protect our lives. He did not only stop at it. I remember exactly what he told us in 1992. And that's why when I see people criticizing the president for not being consistent, I don't agree with them. For example, that time in 1992 at Kacheka Stadium, he told us that the vision of the NRM, of the movement system, among many others, Pan-Africanism, nationalism, was to struggle for the integration of East Africa to create a bigger market Of course, as students, we were just enjoying the English. We didn't know the bigger things. But I remember those words. A bigger market of East Africans, populations combined, and he told us how even the people of Mbarara and the Western would sell their products. Oh, and it kept on ringing. So when I was an active political activist, I saw him again speak for AGOA. I saw him so personally he inspired me as a leader. And when we were at university, we would get visitors, political people to speak to us. Mainly the two leaders inspired us most, the late Honorable Mayombo, Brigadier, and Honorable Mao, the current president of DP. Yes. They were very articulate people, both of them in equal measure, but on opposite sides. The Mayombo line was the one for revolutionaries, Pan-Africanism, nationalism, inspiring us to work for our country. He was so inspiring. He would come in his military combat, and he would leave your lecture theater hall as late as midnight and tell you that I am now on the way to the Rwenzoris. After the war, I will go to meet Wambadia Wamba in the Congo. It was all that inspiring. You would say, young man, he really in defense for his country. Then here would come.
One could easily say the real deal.
Yes. So then it would come Mao, a member of parliament, equally admirable by many young people. So he would criticize the movement, that it was a one-party state. And then some of us started drawing out lines. Of course, many of us got inclined to the Mayombo lines. Many people I remember then, like the Tarigora, Mbidis and others, those associated with Mao. So, and our opposition to Mao, as well as the late Professor Mjaju, whom we would meet here at St. Augustine Hall in Makerere, was, but you're saying parties are the best measure of democracy. But this movement system allows everybody to come up. You have Mao in parliament. He's saying he's conscripted into the movement, but he's playing his active role. He's a check to government. You have Cicilio Gua. What's wrong with that? Then that's how really we got politically formed up, some of us. And right away I became an activist of the movement. Not that I was hoping to be a big man, like I see some people attack us.
But you believed, you were a believer, fundamentally.
For sure, because I believed that one, the movement was the right thing. It was giving the women a platform through the women councils. By then there were not these party leagues. It allowed us as young people to be active through the youth councils. By then I was a publicity secretary of Uganda National Students Association, and a delegate to the youth council. So as young people, we were getting a platform. So I said, then this arrangement, this political arrangement is excellent. So if it can allow me to come up, unlike what we would hear about the youth wingers, the NASA, that were outfits to mislead the young people. So that's how I started associating proudly and closely with the movement.
In the public view, in the press, online, when you're reading any of the dailies, it seems like you have really stood out. And I would think that is a good thing, because as a leader, that kind of is the implication that you are alone. You stand above.
Sure. I love three things. Speaking out my mind, and speaking out and generating ideas. That has been my life throughout. For example, that's why I didn't join the army. I must tell you. Nobo Mayombo would convince us to join the army.
Yes.
But I then would ask him, I said, but you in the army, you're going to do this and this, there's no debate. Because like at the end of university, I was interested in contesting for my area. I had already formed up my mind. So I would tell Anna, you are Fane Mayombo, this army, let's leave you. So naturally I like debate. And debate based on issues, not emotions, not trivialities, not sentiments. So even when I was appointed as the deputy RDC, I kept on debating in the media, thanks to you, the media, who see sense in what we say and you pick them. I was a columnist in all these papers of yours, guest writer. I like sharing out my views. I like being heard. And I believe in modern times, That's the best way of even fighting. Fighting with the gun is no more. Now, for me to fight your view that I oppose is to counter it. That has been my belief. And I also believe that when I'm given a task to do, I should do it diligently.
When you took over from Kabakumba Masiko, you know, this office that has been formed, which is the minister, as the Minister of Kampala Capital City Authority, what appealed to you about this office? Obviously, if this office was presented to you, I mean, this is not an easy office. There seems to be a mix of politics and service to the people all in one environment, working environment. I mean, we've seen people who have served in this office walk away with, I don't know how to describe it, more or less like running their political careers into the ground because they've been accused of abuse of office, not necessarily doing what they're supposed to for the city. There's a visibility factor there that most people come down harsher on someone who's serving in this office. What about this particular office made you say yes?
Well, first of all, when I chose to be the cadre of the movement, these political appointments, unfortunately, you don't apply. Neither do you have, or you can say no, okay?
Yes, you can.
Yes, but why would I say no? My party has recognized me. It's a great honor for me to serve, and I feel I can serve. I am able to do what I do because of one thing that enabled me to liberate my mind. For me, like it or not, criticize me, support me, pamper me, whatever you like. If I believe in what I'm doing, that it is fair and right, I will do it. Even if at that moment it's not the popular view of what you call the public court. And I will endeavor to explain what I am doing. For example, I have been faced with this question. What beef do you have with Mr. Erias Lukwago?
Yes, that's a fundamental.
Why are you harassing this man? I have told them, I have no interest of being Lord Mayor. I have no interest of being a Kampala politician. I am not a lawyer that perhaps me and Erias Lukwago had some issues to rival around in chambers. But I was given a job to make sure that the central government, which has a constitutional duty to liberate the city of Kampala, I must do it. If I fail to agree with Lukwago on reasonable grounds, then we will invoke the law. Okay? That does not stop me from meeting him wherever I can meet, and we shake hands.
I wanted to ask you about this mandatory patriotism that we are now seeing coming to the forefront, and a lot of people are crediting that to you. Can you just, within a few minutes, speak about
Well,
that?
it's not mandatory. We are simply putting in place, we are trying to sound a call to Ugandans. Fighting corruption, decay of morals, which have all led to all of these problems, homosexuality, all of these, pornography, call it. The root cause is lack of love for your country. Environmental degradation, lack of love for your country. Corruption, stealing billions against the sick is lack of love for your country. So I feel as leaders, we should invest in this, okay? We can have some agreed upon universal curriculum, not for party X, not for party Y. NRM may have ideology different, FDC may have ideology different, but one ideology that must be mandatory indeed, to use your word, for every political actor is patriotism. Okay? If you are a political party and you do not promote ideals that should be seen to instill patriotism among Ugandans as the civic duty of the citizen is stated in the Constitution, then you are not worth that. So where I feel in my docket, we want to promote that.